Okay, we are live, and we'll just wait here a second. Let me see if I can see. Okay, and let's start here. All righty. It's kind of weird here. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I've never used it on my phone. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we got three people who's in it in right now. Um, we're gonna wait 1 second till a few more people come in. I know that they'll be coming here in a second. Just bear with us. We had a little technical difficulties, but we're gonna have an interesting show here. So we got 31 people in so far. Hi, family. How y'all doing? Go ahead into the comments and let us know where you from. Okay. Hello, Giselle. Yeah. Corey B. Peace, blessings to all of you all. New Jersey in the house. Yeah. Okay. Let me. Y'all just bear with me here. I just never used this on my phone before. Let me see if I can. They're gonna turn my screen on. Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna wait a minute as people come in. All right, we got 36 folks coming in. Who else we got coming in here? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we got our sister here. 41 people in. We have our sister, the Queen Key, as she's sitting aside here as we're gonna get started in a second. We got California in the house. Washington, D.C. in the house, Tampa, Florida. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Global Green Book from D.C. Yeah. What we got? Who else we got up in here? London's in the house. L.A.'s in the house. We got 47 people. Yeah. Yeah. Announce as you come in. Hello, hello. Detroit's in the house. Daryl Hicks. We got Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the house. Isaac Wren. All right. Yeah, 47 people. So we're gonna wait a second here when we get to about, let's say, 60 people, and we can get on with the show. Yes, we got someone high, all London in the house. Okay, we got a few people from London in the house. All right, God is merciful, grand, even, blessed ones. Yeah, okay. Sending love from Beantown. All right, Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, we're sitting at 55 people are coming in. New Jersey in the house. Aaliyah. We've got Phoenix in the house. Amy, hey, how's it going? Kaylee from ATL. AG from South Carolina. Yeah, people coming in. All right, so okay, we're at 61, so we're gonna get started. Let me clear this up off the screen here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have us a special guest tonight, a young lady who is now currently residing over in Nairobi, Kenya. She had just left Tanzania, did a stint there, and has a very interesting story that I thought was very moving and intriguing. That for us to be able to hear her story, and so I don't want to really do too much of an introduction. Allow her to tell a little bit about herself because I'll probably mess it up. But ladies and gentlemen, let's open our ears, our eyes, and our hearts to our sister, the Queen Key. How are we doing this evening, sister?
I'm doing good. I lost you for a minute there. Kind of choppy, but I can hear you a little bit now, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I know we've been having some technical difficulties and all that right there. And
I
so,
know.
yeah, so we got some people coming in still, but that's okay. You know, we're sitting almost at 80 folks, but the you know, me and you met when you had did an interview on me, and I saw you out there, and as I see people come in on the YouTube and who are promoting Africa and sharing their stories and all, and I said I'm gonna keep an eye on her and see, where's her journey going to take her at, and you reached out to me, and so I was thrilled that you was wanting to interview me. And I felt as though that, hey, this is what we should do, is always try to connect with one another. And so I felt the love. And so, of course, one love given is another love received. I want to return that back into you. So, hey, I want you to be able to share who you are, what's going on with you, and we can go from there.
Oh, I'm just a regular girl from South Florida. No, no, I'm originally from South Florida. I'm the Queen Key. I actually started my channel, just a regular channel like anyone else did. I've had it for a little over a year now. Um, most of the highlights was just me starting my journey after the military, where I went and started to start my life in Dallas. Um, then it kind of evolved into something else. I always knew I was going to have the channel to follow me for the work that I wanted to do
Mhm.
prior to COVID, where we talked and I told you I wanted to do some work. Um, Using my journalistic skills and just going around to different communities, not really communities, but starting like in Brazil and then making my way to the continent and just interviewing tribes or anyone that's still practicing any traditional spirituality or African spirituality or traditions, because it was important for me to learn myself and to also utilize a platform to expose my people of African descent, like who we are, because we've gotten away of, so far from who we are and what we used to do, and what our ancestors used to do. So that was the plan originally. And so that's kind of how I started the channel. And who I am, I ended up here in Africa earlier because I was prompted to do so spiritually, to get out earlier, get out of
Mhm.
the West earlier. And yeah, here I am. So definitely just taking a different route, but still taking the journey. And I can't wait to, yeah, continue on and do some good
Wow.
stuff.
So are you going to be making Africa your home, or are you just on, just traveling through and headed back to the West, or what?
I have no plans to go back to the West. I sold everything, my car, my apartment, everything is gone. I have nothing there but a couple family members.
Yeah,
So,
okay, okay, okay. Are you traveling solo?
yes.
Okay,
No,
okay,
yep.
all right.
So,
Yeah, I know because I've met a few people who are single parents or are married and stuff like that. So I just did not know if not, how that's all working out for you.
yeah, I have
So,
no children, so solo.
okay, okay, okay. Well, nice. Now, I know people are going to be interested because what's interesting to me is that you're young in age. I'm not going to share that age unless you disclose that. But, I have my, I have children. My son's 32. My daughters are 22 and 21. And I have been trying to, you know, grab them and trying to, get them to come visit Africa. And I know they're starting their lives in America. I believe it should be started here in Africa. And I can't blame them because really, growing up, there was this traditional way that you raise your kids, finish high school, go off to college, then you go get you a job and all that there. How what I find interesting with you is you're at that age to where it's almost unheard of that a person at a young age can break away from that old traditional way of thinking of, going to get a job and, go to college, get a job, and then supposedly start families and all that. You decided to do something different. What was your motivation?
Well, aside from a spiritual awakening that I did have, that just motivated me to make this more of a spiritual journey than it was a career move. I noticed that being an African American woman in the United States, um, the opportunities, even an educated one, I have a master's degree, I have a bachelor's and I have a master's degree, both in communications. You know, I have had trainings. I'm also a military veteran. I also did education. I taught fourth grade. I felt like I had these qualifications and skills. I actually did an internship at a news station as well in Miami, Florida. And, you put all this stuff on a resume. you put all this stuff on a resume and you market yourself well and you feel, man, why am I not getting these opportunities? Why am I not able to thrive? So it was really easy for me to see that America's not where I can thrive. It's not where I can live out my fullest potential. And it has nothing to do with what I have. It's about the color of my skin or who I am. Next to certain people, I'm not going to get the same opportunities. And so that alone can break someone's traditional way of thinking, no matter how they've been raised, but you got to see it, I was able to see it with the eyes that are not here.
Yeah. So with all the background in what you do, so I know that I've heard, several of your videos that you're utilizing your platform as the experience that you have in journalism to be able to share with the world those things that them to see and be exposed to. So do you see yourself being in that field or trying to launch your own network or what have you with that, or how do you see?
It's interesting that you say that. It's definitely some things that I've been looking into. I'm more of I love to do interviews and I love to speak, but I love to write. So I do have a website I'm working on where I can do a lot of my writing there, a lot of like expose pieces or just, blogs, where I'm able to speak my piece in my mind on my website and share that truth and that knowledge with others. But definitely going to use my platform to do so. I'm just moving smart. I'm not trying to move fast. I'm not trying to be in competition with anyone else or do what someone thinks I should be doing right now. I'm trying to make sure I make connections and I build myself, because this is mind, body, and soul and career, so I don't want to just do something and my heart is not in it, my spirit's not right, my mind's not right, so I believe just holistically doing everything and spirit leading me where it is I need to be and doing what I need to do. So as everything comes together, as the opportunities come, and I plan them out, then I start putting the action to those plans. So I do foresee myself obviously just, and it doesn't take very much, just utilizing my skills and taking my camera and finding these gems here on the continent with this, invaluable information, and showing it to the people, creating a different narrative that the West has created, as we know, about Africa and who we are. There are so many things that I've witnessed I haven't even been able to film that'll blow some people's mind, and it's okay because I'm not in it to gain. Some of those moments might have just been for me, for my knowledge, for my growth, but that's some of the things that I definitely want to start sharing, and I will. And as opportunities come, I'll build websites, I'll build my platform, anything else that could be branded for me, my branding, definitely in the news field or in the communications field. I would love to be the next Dr. Mumby, I guess, have my own kind of like news show on YouTube. She's like my inspiration. She's just everything. She's like an African newscaster on YouTube. Like, that's perfect. Telling it how it is. She's definitely one of my idols. I love Dr. Mumby, so definitely.
You're right there in Kenya. She's right there in Kenya, and I know that she had just reported that she had just moved. So I think she's just north of there somewhere. But yeah, hey, hopefully you can connect with her and maybe do something, some collabs together. Who knows? So okay, well, you've been in the continent for how long now?
I've been here since I got here the first week of October. So October 5th. I've been on the continent since October 5th.
Okay, and was this your first?
Down in Tanzania. I'm sorry?
Was this your first visit to the continent?
Yes, my first time on the continent ever.
So share us the story how you wind up going to Tanzania. I mean, because Tanzania was your first place that you visited, right?
Yes.
Okay, share.
Well, Tanzania is still kind of my home.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going back to Arusha after this. I'm just here for the month, seeing what I can get into and, experiencing Kenya, experiencing another beautiful country here on the continent. But I actually have an apartment waiting for me. I'll be back in Arusha for about 3 months before I make another trip to another country, if I don't do so earlier. But yeah, you asked me what motivated me to come to Tanzania.
Yes.
Well, like I said, this was definitely a detour. It wasn't my original plan. It wasn't in my original plans, but I had always been following the traveling sister. I had been following her for years, for some time. And so there was one day, and I think I was in the military actually at this time, and I must have been in the barracks watching TV or something, laying in my bed. And I usually watch YouTube. I used to be between YouTube and Netflix back when I was asleep. But so I would watch the YouTube, and I was always very interested in African content on YouTube. And I was watching one of her videos, and I was like, man, if I ever, had to go to the continent, for whatever reason, and I'm talking about earlier or whatever the case, I was like, it's something about that place that resonates with my spirit. It's something about Arusha, it's like a lot of green and a lot of lush, just earth and everything. And I was like, man, that's totally who I am, because I don't really like the city very much. And so when I was kind of spiritually prompted to like kind of get out, I'm talking about dreams, 3 o'clock in the morning, feeling like I'm being tapped, just craziness. And I'm like, am I losing my mind? What's going on? And everything just started divinely falling into place where, spirit just made way for me to be here and everything be well. But definitely, yes. I remember I said, you know what? I'm going to Arusha. I remember that. And actually, Tanzania was actually one of the countries, as we all know, it was kind of the easiest to get into as well, like less hassle. You didn't have to worry about as much as you would worry about if you were trying to get into Nigeria or Ghana at the time. They didn't require a return flight and, all this other stuff. It seems a little bit easier. And I just remember my heart being set on Arusha at one point, if I ever had to go. And the time came, and I chose Tanzania, and I chose Arusha, even though I did visit, other like Dar and Zanzibar, but yeah.
So I think you said the traveling sister was the one that, inspired you and all?
Well, yeah, she was the one that actually put a lot of exposure, not just on Tanzania, but like for me specifically, I just thought Arusha was so beautiful, right. And so I started to do my own research, after that. But yeah, she's definitely the one that helped a lot of us repass, a lot of us in the diaspora to, even know that Tanzania exists.
Yeah. I've done a couple of videos on those who are in Tanzania. I think she just moved to Dar es Salaam, right?
Yeah, she's in Dar. Mm-hmm.
I think
each other. She's in Dar.
Okay, yeah. Now share with the people. I know you mentioned about you don't like the city kind of life and stuff. You want to kind of be out there where it's more greenery and peaceful. Share with people how is Arusha, because I did a video where there was a group of people and they were building they congregated together, have meetings and stuff like that. Are you affiliated with that group that's out there in Arusha?
I'm a loner,
You're alone. Okay.
It's I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I've always been my mom's strange child, I guess. I'm the baby girl out of like 3 girls. I'm the youngest. I've always been I love to be alone. I love to sit with self and things. Not that I don't like to get out and, be with others and, converse with others. I love to network. I love to talk to people, but I don't have a group. I met maybe one person in the diaspora when I was out at a restaurant in Arusha, and me and her had a few words, and that was about it. So no, I don't run with any groups.
Okay, all right. And so what would be your take? Because I know people are going to be interested in what's your take on Tanzania? I know you said it's easier to kind of travel in there. They got less restrictions. But what so far? You've been there since October you said the 5th or so, somewhere around there. And So how is Tanzania? Because I know Tanzania have been attracting a lot of people, especially women. I've seen more women coming into Tanzania. What is that attraction about Tanzania?
You know what? I wish I could speak for everyone. But speaking for myself, I mean, you know, I really, for me, it's a spiritual thing, you know, in all honesty. It's just beautiful. It's the people. I think for me, it's more just spiritually connected to Tanzania. I really love it there so much. But the people are so different. Even now, I'm here in Kenya, and I miss my Tanzanians already. I miss them so
Wow.
much.
Wow.
They're different. There is something so soft and kind about their spirit and who they are, how they move and what they do. There's this sense of protection, you know, that I feel even when I'm around them, when I'm there. I don't know. I love the country, and I've only been there in a short period of time, but I love it. I can't even wait to get back once I'm done here. And my apartment is going to be on this compound with this Swahili family, and I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see Amal, Mr. Omar, his wife. Like I can't wait. I miss them so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
And so, what does people expect from you while you're in Kenya? You know, are there some footage you're going to share with the viewers out there that they can go ahead? Because I want people to, you know, even subscribe to your channel and you know, expect something, you know, different that they haven't seen. What do you have in mind for them to show the world?
Well, one thing I want to say is thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
I want those who resonate to subscribe, you know, who resonate with who I am and my vibe. You know, my channel might not be for everybody because I'm just myself. You know, I don't try to do a certain thing. I don't have an itinerary or plan unless I'm actually scheduling an interview. But you know, just my day to day right now, like whenever I see something, if I want to share footage, you know, of a restaurant, you know, or just any location where something that those back at home would love to see, you know, or something that can change the narrative, you know, something important, something meaningful, or it just may be a day out. Like I love to do like a uh out and about or a day in the life, you know. I love to do those types of videos too, so they can just see what it's like, what the streets look like, you know, what does the infrastructure like, you know, how are the people talking, how are they looking, what are they doing. Sometimes that's just enough, and that's the type of content until I actually set up interviews here, you know, with those that I made that I think could, you know, benefit from just sharing them with the world. Yeah, we have some pretty interesting brothers and sisters all over the continent. You know, they're born and raised, you know, so I love to do that. I love to show them, you know, the locals and what do they do and what are they like. I know I get it from my family. Now, my family's very interested in stuff like that, you know, because they don't look at Africa like that. When they see cars, you know, my mom is like, they got cars? They got them. Yeah, mom, they got cars. What are you talking about? You know, like, you know, and my grandma thinks that a Maasai person is going to stab me with their knife. I'm like, no, ma,
Yeah.
where? Stop watching television. Stop. So, but yeah, it's, you know, if they resonate, go ahead, follow, subscribe. And yeah, I like the surprise element too. You know, I like it when they think that maybe, you know, I'm chilling, boom, maybe something happens, you know, like that. So just moving with spirit, you know, and some
You
good
know,
things are coming though. Good things are coming. Great things are definitely coming.
oh, with your spirit, I tell you, sister, definitely coming. And I tell you, for those who haven't heard about Queen Key, just check out her channel there because of you know, you have this spiritual awakening that I see that some people are starting to open their eyes and their spirits or hearts uh, of recognizing one who they are, two trying to you know unravel layers of that Western mind mentality, and I see that you are doing yourself a justice by freeing yourself from that mindset. And on your channel, I noticed you speak, about spirituality, and you speak about those. Excuse me, these mosquitoes out there in Rwanda, I tell you. But yeah, but so I would definitely highly advise people to check her channel out. Now, have you shared much as far as when it comes to Tanzania, about tribes and stuff like that? You have footage and stuff reaching out to the local tribes and all that?
There was an interview that was supposed to be scheduled before I interviewed you, and that fell through. And so I'm trying to make sure by the time I come back, I can do that. I actually was at the cultural center in Arusha, and I met a younger generation of Maasai young man.
Mhm.
And I remember when he was like, he was like, so what are you trying to do? I said, you know what? I'm really trying to find a Maasai person to interview right now, but I know most of them speak Kiswahili, and I would need a translator. And he's like, well, I'm Maasai. And I was like, oh. He was like, no, not what you think. It's not me. It's my dad. I didn't kill the lion to come to manhood. It was my dad. I said, I got to speak to your dad. Please, I got to speak to your dad. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll set something up. And I said, does he speak English? He said, no, I'll have to translate. I said, that's beautiful. I said, would he be intimidated by a camera, just sitting somewhere and just speaking and me asking questions? And he said, no, he should be okay. But I think his dad was in church and his that Sunday, and then his dad, because he's an older generation Maasai, and he has his schedule and his ways and how he does his days. And he also lives far out in Arusha, not like closer to the city town or anything. So he was unavailable, unfortunately. So I'm hoping to get that, and also still reaching out and trying to make connections to start talking to some tribes, because I know there's a lot of tribes in Arusha. So
Okay,
that's
okay.
coming.
Well, nice. So now I know some of the people are probably asking, how do you just uproot and leave a country and go to a continent? You travel by yourself, and one of the main questions I typically get when I'm doing some stuff is that it just seems like women have concerns about their safety. And so how do you deal with that? I mean, to freely travel and to, go to country, how do you do that?
It's funny you asked that. I actually there was this guy that I knew, and he said I guess he thought that I may have had a little bit too much masculine energy for him. So it's funny that you asked, how do I feel safe? I don't know if the military did it to me. I'm very yes, I'm feminine. Trust me, very. And I love being a woman. But when it comes down to handling business, I do that, and I'm not naive. I don't just go around and try to play dumb, or, I'm very aware. I'm very aware of my energy. I'm very aware of my surroundings. And I believe in just planning and preparing and knowing that I'm divinely guarded, guided, and protected. And that's just how I move. Um, I've been independent for a while now, so it's you know,
And how does
it's not hard. It's not hard.
yeah. What about your family? Are they going to be coming over maybe to visit, or is it that, how do they feel about your move, and, and are they going to come reach out to you, or they expect for you to come back?
They know better about me coming back. If I told my mom, I said, Mom, I listen. I said, I say this with all love in my heart. If it's not you or Mama, because I don't call my grandma grandma, I call her Mama too. And I said, if it's not you or Mom, and and then it's y'all time, I'm not coming back. I'm sorry. I said, go ahead and put me on FaceTime, and I'll be FaceTime funeraling it up, no disrespect, but I said, that's a long ride, but no, they're very excited for me. They're very happy. My family, I have a really good support system when it comes to my family. They love to see this. They're rooting for me. You know, they want to see this content. They want to see what Africa is like. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're just every day they're learning. I have a cousin who writes me all the time, and she's like, Kiki, go hug our cousins for me, please. Tell them I love them. And I'm like, Brittany, they don't know you, but okay, I'll do that. You know, they're very excited. I hope they can make it out here one day. I would love that, but you know, right now they're too into what they're doing in the West. So
I understand. I understand. What
yeah.
changes have you encountered spiritually or physically, mentally, coming to the continent that you have noticed than when you were in America?
My consciousness has expanded tremendously since coming here. Being exposed to, it's like coming through a time portal, you know? There is nowhere on earth like Africa. I'm sorry. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is. But it could be a painful thing as well, you know? It's like a bittersweet. It's deep, it's spiritual. It's something that I can't even really expound on right now. But my consciousness has definitely expanded since being here. I've become more patient since being here on the continent. You definitely learn patience if you never had it. And I think my heart has just grown a lot. Um, I care about things in a way that I've never cared about things before. And I care about people in a way that I've never cared about people before. And they taught me that. My brothers and sisters on the continent have taught me how to love better, you know, how to think better, how to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what I say.
Good. Good. What about your physical? Um, as far as any changes, I know some people say they lose weight or they feel like they're a little bit more healthier, maybe eating differently, and all that. There,
Mm-hmm.
what effects have that had since you've been on the continent? 2 months now, I
Well,
guess.
I was a plant-based vegan uh before I came. I still hold on to a lot of the same um the diet where there's fruits and vegetables and legumes, and but I noticed that Mama Africa has tempted me to try some of her food. Food that I would never dare eat in the West. I just don't
Mhm.
trust the West like that. But I know what they do here, you know, and I trust it. And it's not all the time, you know, I'm still mostly eating fruits and vegetables. But every now and again, you know, I may dibble and dabble in some things. But as far as physically, I feel good physically, you know. And it's funny because I have the my overseas health care from the military, from TRICARE. But
Mhm.
it's funny how I don't need to use it, you know, because I feel so good. Um, I take care of myself. And if there was ever a day where maybe I wasn't feeling well, we all know what they do here. You know, it's natural remedies. They don't, the first thing they do is not get up and go to the hospital. You know, okay, go whip up that lemon, that and that garlic and that ginger tea, you know, and drink this and then drink water all day and chew on some of these leaves and you'll be good to go. You know, I definitely actually had that. I had to do a lot of natural remedies when I was staying with the local. I have a video on my channel where I stayed with the local for a week and I had to do a lot of natural remedies, not only like these natural antibiotics where I had to drink this natural antibiotic drink, but I had to kind of heal myself because I was attacked by a lot of mosquitoes. And I'm actually allergic to the mosquitoes here. I actually have skeeter syndrome, and I swell
Wow.
up when they bite me. So it's a real thing. But
Mm.
I think I'm becoming immune to them now. Now I don't swell as badly. But yeah, I feel good. I feel healthier. This is the place where if you're not feeling well, this is the place. You know, health is
Hmm.
all around you. Health grows on the trees. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Now I know we talked about spiritual and we talked about your physical, mentally. Because we know that in America we suffer with a lot of stress. We suffer with a lot of depression. We've become a people over there that are filled with a lot of anger and bitterness and, you know, a lot of weight on our shoulders. Uh, you know, how has it had an effect on you mentally? 'Cause you talked about, you know, sleeping better, or you feel like, you know, you're being tugged a certain way, you know, you connect, but how does it affect you mentally?
Mentally, compared to where I used to be mentally, I am so much better. And I'll tell you what I mean. I actually, back when I was in the military, I actually had to be hospitalized twice
Hmm.
because I suffered from major depressive disorder with anxious distress. And they tried to get me to take pills, but I went with all that. I went really with all. I made one or two on one occasion because I really had to. But in the West, my mind was all messed up, and I don't attribute that to the military. I was in an abusive marriage for 6 years, um, and and some other traumas that I had been through back in the West. So my mind was not good. I would catch anxiety attacks. I was depressed and didn't even know I was depressed. I didn't even know what it was called, really. I really didn't know any of the ways that I was feeling, but I used to suffer from that. And spiritually, after my spiritual awakening, and as I started to grow, um, you start to heal what you call shadow work. And I started to purge and I started to heal and dredge up that shadow stuff and those traumas from childhood and from past and things. And um, the military was one of those things that actually reminded me a lot of some of the traumas that I used to have. And that's why that was like that peak of when my mental was not where it should have been. And coming here to the continent and continuing in my spiritual journey um, while living here, it has helped tremendously. It has still been painful a lot of days. I've cried since being here, and I've been sad. I've been confused. I've been through a mixture of emotions. I did know one thing. Didn't want to go back. Not that type of sad, but
Yeah.
I've experienced a lot of emotions, and my mental has been challenged a lot since being here. Spirit is still working on me and still sending people my way and still giving me encounters that are meant for me to see me. Take a look at me and go within and look within and see what still needs to be healed. And so my mental is much better, and it's a mental health, spiritual health, physical health, all of that is a daily journey, for me.
Wow, we appreciate that with some private information that you actually was able to share with us, and I tell you, it's going to be very fruitful because I believe a lot of us we all go through that, whether it's depression and stuff, and very few are willing to admit it. Yes, it's I have experienced mental, physical, and spiritual transformation while I'm here in Africa, and just being here just about a month and a week now. You know, it's very moving. It's very moving. I mean, and as a man, and I'm believing I'm a man. You know, those trying times where you get emotional. You. I say, I watch and listen so much and just see just how things are, how things were, and how things are to be. That it's just it has an effect on you in a good way because in order, I think, to
Mm-hmm,
be able
mm-hmm.
to detox, you got to confront a lot of your different issues that you have been dealing with, and in order to move forward. So I definitely appreciate you sharing that with the people because um, you know I know those who are watching, they think all you have to do is just hop over into the country of Africa or the continent of Africa, and then it's just going to be, oh, I fit in, I get in where I fit in, and it's just no, it's a total different experience. Let me ask you about this right here, because you have to adjust stuff. Have there been any big culture shocks you had to deal with that you had to adjust to, and you did talk on, you've been gaining some patience, uh, you know?
Food, because it's a lot. I'll have to think of what's the one. Yeah, patience is definitely one, but culture shock, culture shock. Um, I would say just the ways of my brothers and sisters here versus the ways of the West. Um, mm, Gosh, it's been so many that I don't even think I can think of one particular incident. Um, I think, I think the day that it got real for me, that like, man, you're in Africa, Kiara. Um, mm, Man, it's a lot. I
Right.
really can't even
Hey,
think of
that's all
one. I'm
right.
trying to think.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, because
Um,
it is a lot.
yeah, let's stick with patience. Yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I would say patience and the way of life, their way of life, the way they live. Even I'll give maybe even a smaller example. Um, I had to go over and or let's just say hospitality. Hospitality is so different here on the continent. I remember when I was in Zanzibar, there was this beautiful family there, African family, a Muslim family, and a part of the Airbnb that I was at the time, you pay for a breakfast and they serve it. You know, we're used to whatever you pay for, you know, pack it in a to-go plate and you go. And so that's what I thought. You know, I paid my little shillings and I went down and I'm like, I don't see any to-go plates. You know, I'm ready to take these plates, go back upstairs, eat. Because we don't, we don't want to commune, right? We're used to that. We're used to being on our phones and eating and not being with the family and not, you know, that's not the culture. And so when I went into the door, because I had to ask another daughter, I'm like, I don't see my plates. And she's like, oh, that door. And so I went in the door, this beautiful spread out with everything you could think of for breakfast. It was beautiful. And the dad is on the phone and he's like, you know, sit. And I'm like, oh no. I was like, can I take this to go? You know, like, can we wrap this up? Oh,
Yeah.
and the look on his face, like with offense, you know, like, oh, no. He was like, well, that would be difficult now, wouldn't it? Sit, da. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, sir. And I sit and I'm like, oh snap, there's a lot of food, and I just wanted to go watch TV, you know, and like, you know, I had to get that out of my head. And the family just came around. It was just me eating, and they came to make sure everything was well. Everybody's just going throughout their day, and you know, they come in, they come give you a kiss on the cheek and hug you, and you're just like, I've never experienced anything like this in my life. And at
Hmm.
this particular morning, there was an aunt that had passed away. So the mom and the sons and everybody was getting dressed to catch the ferry back to Dar to go see about the family there, since the aunt had she just passed like maybe 2 hours prior to me walking in.
Hmm.
It didn't stop the show. The mom made sure I was squared away, and she made sure that I was good to go. She was more concerned about, was I comfortable and was I okay, while trying to hold back her tears and get prepared to go see her sister who just passed. And I remember just wailing at the table when everybody kind of went, because I
Hmm.
couldn't believe that that's what they were doing for me and showing me like this undying love, you know?
Hmm.
And just being, it was just, you kind of had to be there kind of a moment. And it was just beautiful. And I've experienced so many beautiful moments, you know. It's almost unbelievable how big their hearts are, you know. And yeah, I see that a lot. And it helps for you to look at yourself, you know, and you say, man, I must be jacked up, you know, or the, you know, the Western way, my Western ways, you know, I'm just jacked up. Look at these beautiful people. Look at these beautiful souls, you know.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
definitely one of the shots.
Yeah. So now you've been in Nairobi right now for what? How many days?
I actually just got in yesterday.
You got in yesterday. Okay. All right.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
okay, so you have a plan of you're going to be there, or
Yes, I'll be here for the remainder of this month.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, maybe, hey, maybe my wife and my daughter, we can probably hook up with you and, you know, might be able to, connect while we're there. So we'll see.
Yeah, I knew you were going to be here, so that was going to be the plan. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm even I think Brandon is here from Pan Africanism Strikes Back. He's here, and he was like, "Let's
Oh,
link up," and I was like, "Cool, brother. Yeah, I'll interview you. So or get
okay.
together." I haven't been able to reach out yet, just because I had a situation with my Airbnb last night, and so I had to get this hotel, and I have another set up for tomorrow, but it was a situation, but it's all worked out now. But once I was giving myself a few days to get certain things situated, and then I was going to start reaching out and start making my plans and doing what I need to do. So
Okay. Okay. And so you said you're going to be there about a month.
yes, I go back to Arusha January 1st.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
And so the you have any intentions visiting any other countries in Africa?
Oh yes,
Oh yeah.
yes. I actually plan to be either in or Botswana. I'm not sure. Now, this could be earlier because I always say, give myself a time and I end up doing something completely different. But as it stands right now, it's either Rwanda or Botswana. I'll be in either one of those two countries come April. So,
April. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So family will know, to keep those who are watching. We got 114 people right now who are viewing this. I know people are coming in and out, but yeah, definitely check out uh, the Queen Key. How can they reach you if they are wanting to go to your channel? I know that's the name of your channel, the Queen Key.
Hmm.
As you all see her name right there, that's the name of her channel. And people wanting to reach you, email. You have an email.
Yes, it's just Kiki SJ at Gmail. Kiki SJ89 at gmail.com.
Okay.
So
And
that's KIKISJ89 at gmail.com. And my email is all throughout my other social media. It's all throughout my descriptions, as well on my channel. So
nice, nice,
yeah.
nice. Now let me
I'm
ask
just a regular person, guys.
you, what would you say to the brothers and sisters in the diaspora who haven't been to Africa? What would be your words of encouragement, motivation to them? What would you say?
For those who are aspiring to come to Africa, oh, I would say the most important thing that I've seen, whether it's been through group chats or whether it's been in person, and I'm sure there's others that would agree with me, is that there has to be some type of healing that should be done prior to coming. I would suggest that. I would suggest some type of healing. I would suggest really doing a lot of research, really understanding that where you want to come, where it is you're coming, and how you must come here and do your best to adapt to the culture, not to change it, um, and have patience. I would say that because I've seen things that have disturbed me, and I've seen someone actually put themselves at risk of being deported because this person had temperament issues, or wasn't healing, or wasn't working on knowing thyself,
Hmm.
and expecting a certain thing while they were here.
Hmm.
And it was just very troubling. And the thing about it is, you get into it with someone. Not saying that we don't have African brothers and sisters that won't pop off, because they will, but that's not their mentality, and it's not who they are. No one should be coming here fighting, arguing, catching attitudes, trying to, now I'm not saying that there aren't situations, that don't warrant that. You know, I still believe we should try to handle situations the best way possible. But that Western mentality, that ghetto, that, you know, whatever it is, that whatever, it's that ignorant mentality, it has to go. And it doesn't belong here. It's not, you know, that's not what we're trying to do here as a whole, I would hope, you know.
Yeah.
So I would just say healing, research, and coming with an open mind and open heart, for sure. And be ready to learn. Be ready to learn. Mm-hmm.
As a young lady, and I've already asked you about the safety and all, how are the African men drawn? Are they drawn to it? Are they, you know, they come up and talk and converse?
You know what?
Women, because I'm going to start my dating game thing that I want to start. But how are the African men to you? You know, our brothers out here, how are they in Tanzania? Or, you know, you only been there one day there in Nairobi, but do they approach, or they just watch, look? You know, how is that?
Oh wow, I'm on the spot.
These are women that didn't want to know too. You know, hey, well, how is it?
The African men here are beautiful, inside and out, and they are so respectful. And even when I know that there may be a guy that might be interested or attracted based off how he's looking, or, you know, whatever, or he wants to help and do this or that, there's still like a protective vibe that comes from them. They still look at you like a dada, and they're protect. Of course, they're going to try to shoot their shot if they can, you know. But for the most part, I just feel so protected, you know, around them, you know. And even though, yeah, you may be attractive, they really don't care about that. That's not the first thing. Because if your attitude is stank, you know, or if you're doing something that's not smart, or what, you know, you could be doing something and it's all messed up, that flows out of their head for that second, and now what's in their brain is, let me help this sister, you know, let's help this sister out. She got all of this, she got all of that, let's do that. And then maybe their brain will switch back on, so yeah, but oh, she fine too, hold on, let me go back to shoot my shot, you know. But they're just well balanced brothers, and just beautiful inside and out. Very protective. I've seen that, and made me feel very, very good being around them and protected, especially in Tanzania. So yeah, I mean, yes, I've had brothers that will approach respectfully, you know, but they come in a helping way. You know, they always want to help with something. You know, hi Dada, how are you? Oh, you look beautiful today. Where you going? Can I walk you? You know, do you know that road? Oh, let me suggest, let me da. That's kind of how they come off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
Kenyan men?
the Kenyan men?
No.
What?
And
How are
I've
they?
only been here for one day, and there was some guy passing, because we had to do some stuff at the border, and I was on the Kenyan side. And there's this guy, his little black Toyota, you know, and he's like, Dada. He's like, you know, doing all this stuff. And I thought I was in Miami for a minute. I'm like, you know, because what he did was, you know, he's trying to talk smooth and all of that. And I'm frustrated. I got this COVID certificate that needs to be signed over here because they didn't tell us. You know, it was a whole stressful situation getting here, dealing with the border.
Yeah, I need to talk to you about that process there, because the issue with my daggone visa. My wife was having problems.
Yeah, it's something else.
Okay, I'll reach out to you. So yeah, so the Kenyan men are a little different than they are for the Tanzanian men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was annoyed, you know, but I did greet him because, you know, I don't want to be rude. You know, you don't want to have no stank attitudes and things. So, you know, I greeted him. Hey, Kaka, how you doing? All right. You know, oh, but and he just kept talking. I was kind of tuning him out. And he's like, I'm just trying to talk to you. I'm just trying to tell you your dress looks nice. I'm just trying to, and just rolled off. I was like, wow, They do that in Miami where, you don't talk to them, they're like, well, F you did and all this stuff there. It's a whole thing. And I was like, what? And there's this guy in front of me who was Kenyan, going back home. And he's like, the men here are different. Pole sana, because he knew I was coming from Tanzania. And I'm just like, I don't care. I know what that's about. Let him be mad. It's okay. So that was pretty funny.
Hey, women want to know what that experience is like. Do you know any African American sisters there in Tanzania who are married to the locals? Any of Tanzanian men? Any relationships or marriages? No, no people. I
Not
mean,
other
you don't
than Cat.
have mentioning names and stuff, but I just want to know, is there a, do you see any of that happening? Because I did a couple of videos of sisters who are married to Ghanaian men.
Mm.
But yeah, I didn't know. Did you know of any people?
Other than Cat, which is public, we all know her, Cat from Traveling Sister.
Yeah.
Other than her, I really I don't know. I haven't met any Americans that are married to the locals. I know of a Kenyan married to a Tanzanian, stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I haven't personally met one yet. So, right, we're quite interesting. I think you froze up there. Oh, man. So, guys, he's frozen and now he's off, but we'll just wait for him to come back. I think I see someone in the chat asking me, have I enjoyed some of the dishes here in Africa? Yes, Miss Giselle, I have. I absolutely love ugali. I love masala, chapatis, I love the fruits. I love all the fruits. I think my favorite is the passion fruit and soursop. So someone must have come in late. No, I do not have kids. 0 kids. Single. Loving Africa. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. The Kenyan story frozen. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna tell him when he comes back too. You guys are funny. Someone asked, was I interested in a Tanzanian man? There's not a particular Tanzanian man I'm interested in because I'm single, but Tanzanian men as a whole, absolutely. They are beautiful, very respectful men. Someone said, I'm moving back, wait for me. Oh boy. Someone asked what branch of the military did I serve? I served in the Army. Unfortunately. Just kidding. Someone said they're vegan. What other types of fruits? I don't know if you're asking what other types of fruits I like or they have here, but I love soursop. I love guava. I love the pomegranate. I mean, I've bought all types of fruits and I just like make these big fruit bowls for breakfast. But like I said, my favorite is soursop. And I actually love to eat the pomegranate. I love pomegranate. Someone said, what's my age? I am 31 years old. I'm 31. Someone said that I'm too beautiful to hold the M16. I appreciate the compliment. But yes, I'm not too I'm not too beautiful to hold the M16 because I'm a sharpshooter. Actually, I scored as a sharpshooter on my weapon when I had to qualify on my weapon during white phase and afterwards in my duty station. So I know how to shoot. Yes, soursop has amazing benefits. I know they have a lot of cancer benefits. And someone said something else. What did someone ask? Oh, how long am I planning to stay in Africa? Well, this is a move, you know, and I'll be doing all that I can to, you know, secure a place, you know, here on the continent permanently, you know, at some point. Everything in divine timing. I believe everything in divine timing.
Are you there?
Yay. I'm so happy you're back.
Yeah. The guy out here cleaning decided to unplug the Wi-Fi
Oh, I
thing while.
can't really hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
You sound like a robot.
Okay, hold on a second. Can you hear me now?
I hear what you're saying, but it still sounds, you know, a little weird.
Okay. So we're dealing with sound now. Okay. I don't know. Let me see here. Let's see here. If I'm still broken up.
No, you sound better now. You
Yes,
can't leave me with them no more.
that what?
I said you can't leave me with them no more. No, I'm just kidding. They were great.
Were you able to
they were
still
really
talk? So you were
huh?
still talking? You was able to continue to talk and stuff?
Yeah, I was just answering questions from the chat, you know.
Oh, great, 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 great. Yeah, all that guy, he got me. I was like, man, why did you oh, so sorry, so sorry. I was like, you're mopping the floor, but he unplugged the Wi-Fi out there and the thing over here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
Sana.
Uh, so yeah, hopefully you answered some of the questions and stuff like that. We've been on for an hour and 4 minutes, but you know, let's see, my train of thought was kind of broken, but
No, someone said the Kenya story broke up your internet.
the what store? Oh, the Kenyan store. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that leads me to my next question. What I was going to ask. That did you just once you said that the so do you foresee yourself connecting with an African man on the continent? I know it might be far down the road, but I mean, you know,
I never said far down the road.
uh,
I just somebody in the comments told me to wait for them. They said they coming.
hey,
He said
yeah.
he coming back already.
Well,
No, I
let me tell
definitely.
that brother right here. Let me tell the brother this right here. When I saw your videos, and I'm like, you know what? This is a well-grounded young lady. She's definitely spiritually conscious. I said I could probably connect her with my son, and the first thing came to my mind was he ain't ready. He ain't ready for that. He's not ready for that. I'm just being real. You know, he's not ready for that. I mean, it's going to take that special person to be able to get to that place to where you can move beyond the eyes, the ears, and become more on that spiritual. So yeah, hey, I'm quite sure God's gonna want to come, but they better come correct.
You know what? I'm very humbled, and I like to be honest with myself, and I know that I haven't really had a break. I've been through quite a few things, and I've always jumped from one event to the next.
Mm,
And I don't know if it's a coping mechanism or if I did certain things not to cope with things, but I am still a woman that is growing and learning and healing. Um, and I have to be able to open myself up, truly open myself up to have a healthy and spiritually fulfilled union with someone, a relationship with a king, a
yeah.
black king,
Hmm.
just put that out there.
Yeah.
So it's really important, which is why I'm still single. I don't want to get into something um, that I'm not ready for. And while I'm still growing, while still in the process of growing and healing, because just like, I would need to be of service or be of benefit to my king, I need him to understand me and love me in those ways, to be there for me as well. I would have to know his traumas, his pains, his ups, his downs, his good and his bads, and in ways that I can help to build him, just in the ways that I'm going to need him as well. And so that's why it's not a thing to just do, but definitely see myself marrying and being with an African man.
Awesome. Awesome. Let me add to that too, because people does not understand what she's saying. I went through a divorce, and I had to stretch myself. I abstained from sex. I abstained from alcohol. I had changed. I was trying different things to stretch myself. And at the time, I don't think it really was intentional, but I wanted to do things differently than I had been doing. And so, you can imagine, you abstain from, you know, I was going into over a year and time at times, and then holding back things to just get myself together.
Mm-hmm.
And decided to go on I dove deep inside. I had to confront some issues, some issues that were within me. But then on the outside, I decided where I was. I went to Hawaii. I was there for 3 months, and I appreciated that trip that I did because I was able to, I was on in this far away. I was on Maui, and I was on these people's property that was like you were in a jungle. You was away from the rest of everybody. It was probably about 10 of us that were there. Um, I was really to myself. I had a lot to think about. I had no distractions. I didn't have TV. I had no TV. I didn't watch. I stopped watching TV for years, but I had no music. And all I had was to think. I would go down to the beach. They had the private beach, nobody out there. Go out there and jump in the water and just let nature. And it was a beautiful time of my life. So I think that's that rewarded me with my wife to this day. is because I had a total different approach with her. I a total different um, outlook as well as she did, you know. And so when we got together, we didn't have no physical contact until we got married. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't indulge in a lot of things that I was used to when I was going in our relationships or um, when it was coming out of a divorce. And so, but I had to stretch myself. So I know what you're saying. And so I had to, you know, reach out to my wife and share some of my deep. I had to share some of those things that ailed me, you know, and that was being transparent as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So that then we, you know, and she shared with me a lot of her pains to where then now we approach each other with, you know, we approach each other lightly with
Mm-hmm.
respect. And it's a beautiful thing. That's why I tell people right here, my wife's my best friend, yo.
Yeah.
Best friend to me is greater than just saying I'm my wife. That's my best friend. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's my half of me. That's my feminine side of me, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I know I was asking some personal questions in relationship, you know, but
Oh no, it's okay.
yeah,
I'm
you
a
know.
open. I don't mind. You know, I know I seem very. I try to be. I notice that I'm not as open. I think my royal family probably learns more when I'm on platforms like this than actually on my channel because I try not to make my content about that. But I'm really an open book and I don't mind
Mm,
because it's not scary to me anymore. My experiences, you know, when you face them and when you're able to face those things and allow them to help grow you and heal you, they're not so scary anymore. So it's okay to
yeah.
talk about it. Mm-hmm.
Now let's get back to your channel because you know, this is all about, you know, everybody getting to know you and your let me ask you, what are some challenging things for you having a YouTube channel, opening to a world, and people responding and all? You know, do you find it very helpful for you in some aspects, or you know, as far as you know, maybe gaining relationships, or you know, how's it been for you having your YouTube channel and just giving your life to people? You know, opening up your life to people.
I think that, you know, one of the things about any content creator on any level is you get to control what you want to share and, you know, what you think is beneficial, what you think may be healthy or helpful. Um, and um, I try to do that. And I would say since starting my YouTube, and I think it's really only when I started to branch out because of everyone started to notice, okay, this is someone getting ready to go to Africa, and you know, and that's what they want. That's really what a lot of us in the West want. They want to see what is Africa like. You know, I never really realized how many people were interested in Africa until I came to Africa. But you know, starting my YouTube channel, it's definitely been a bittersweet experience. Um, it's been good for my confidence because I'm still growing my confidence. If I'm still compliments are still uncomfortable, you know, to me, like I'm still uncomfortable with
Yeah,
compliments and stuff like that. It helps when others see potential in me and they want to see me do certain things or do more. And I'm like, really, you want to see me do that? Okay, you know, okay, I'll try. And they're like, no,
yeah,
you can do it. You know, do it, sis. You know, and it's like, okay, you know, because I really am still growing my confidence. You know, sometimes I can really have low self confidence on things and doubt my potential, which I'm trying to get in the practice on not doing so. And then there are those things that happen on YouTube now that I started and opened up myself, um, you know, open up myself to my channel and to the YouTube world where they can come and snatch their little piece of confidence right back. I think I was speaking on one of my videos, and even though this person was trying, I guess, trying to be nice or nice nasty, it was like, oh my gosh, I love that little gap between her teeth right there. but it helps me to love myself. There is someone, when I was showing how I got attacked by the mosquitoes and stuff, and how I had an allergic reaction, and I put my ugly little face on there, and I was all bumpy and everything, and someone was like, "No, you probably just ate dirt." I was like, "I ate dirt? Really, sis? What?" And I'm like, "Is this like, are these bots? Like, what's going on?"
Yeah.
But it's a bittersweet experience, you know, opening up myself to the YouTube world, to the internet world. But with where I want to go with my channel, or just with career wise, you know, I actually had a moment before I got here where a spiritual sister of mine, you know, she had to kind of get me right, because I was feeling very emotional about something that one of my my boss did when she found out that I was going to Africa. She probably was just in her feelings because I wasn't going to be at work. But when she found out I was leaving and coming to the continent, and the spiritual sister said to me, she said, "You're about to go and interview and meet and face all different types of people, you know, in all different walks of life. You know, when you're going to be asked the tough questions sometimes, you know, you're not going to get the responses that you want at times. You're going to have to face everything, things that you don't even, you're going to be disrespected blatantly in your face. You're going to be this, you're going to be that, you know." And she was just giving it to me real and raw. And I was just like, "Yes, ma'am." You know, like, and she's like, "Just, you got it. Let's build you up right now. Let's get your mind set and right now." And so, yeah, yeah, it's definitely opening myself up to YouTube. It helps. It's going to help with where I want to go and what I want to do.
Yeah.
It helps to, you know, build up some of that skin that you need, and yeah, move forward gracefully no matter what you encounter. Sometimes I get some crazy comments. Someone told me, I mean, sometimes people say stuff and I'm like, really? You know, but it's, you know, that's what happens when you put yourself out there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think
Thank you.
I think it builds, you know. And so I was prepared for this because I got thick skin. I'm old school. So, you know, I come from the era where we used to crack jokes, and, you know, your mama and all this, that where you had to be able to, it's very sensitive generation that I think we're in today. Not the generation, the young generation, but just as a people. But you know, and I try to tell my subscribers and those who watch, you know, because, you know, you have the trolls, you have the haters, you have those that are on your channel, and people always ask me, "Why don't you have moderators?" I'm like, "You're the moderator. Ignore the ignorance. Ignore them. That's going to stop responding to ignorance. It's going to make you a better person." And this is what the YouTube channel for me, you know, it makes me even that much more stronger. I don't have to respond to everything ignorant, and sometimes I will address a person's question or a comment so that on that. And so it just makes it, I think it betters us all. You got to have haters around. You got to have negativity around, because I mean, it's just part of life, you know. It's part of life. So, yeah. So, please give us your information again, where people can reach you at, whether it's your social media platforms, social media, Instagram, you know, Instagram and YouTube, or whatever you have.
Well, you know, I actually, all those links are on my YouTube page. So my YouTube channel is just called The Queen Key. Like he said, it's spelled just how you see it on the screen. You'll see my picture, so you know it's me. Also, when you go on there, my email, that's the best way to contact me, and it's kikisj89@gmail.com. That's KIKISJ89@gmail. And so yeah, my Instagram, because I never actually really pay attention to those, to my, is that bad that I don't pay attention to the names? I know, well, my full name is Kiara Samuel, so you'll see that on Facebook if you look me up there. You'll still see the Queen Key, Malkia Wawatu, which is Queen of the People in Swahili. I like to say that. So you'll see that. Huh?
I said, say your name again in Swahili.
Oh, the Makia Wawatu. One of
Okay.
my Swahili brothers helped me. I was like, how do you say queen of the people? I said, that's what I want to be one day. Queen of the people. You know, I want to be remembered like that, you know, and how I've helped and how I've exposed and how I've done this. And he was like, Kiki, yeah, Makia Wawatu. I said, yes, I love that. So no, it's the Queen Key. Kiki SJ89@gmail.com. You'll be able to find the links there for all of my other social media.
Nice, nice. Okay. Somebody said they just subscribed, so you gotta subscribe.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hopefully you resonate. You know, I'm not really big on like um I want a family base, you know? Like I'm not really big on just everybody numbers, you know. I'm not
Right.
big on all of that. You know, I'm big on what's for me being for me. So I only want numbers that are for me. You know, I only want the tribe that is for me and that resonates with me. Because I'd hate for someone to, you know, be somewhere where they're not supposed to be or they don't resonate with. So hopefully, if that's what you like, you go to my channel, you check it out, and if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But if not, I love you either way.
I tell people, look, hey, you can come to my channel, you want this and that, because that's why people is always saying, you need moderators. No, 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 no. Everybody's welcome in here. Because you know what? Those haters like are gonna hear some truth. You know, people need to hear the truth, and it may set in, and then they might move on somewhere else, and then that's. I remember being that way as a young man. But yeah, hey, I understand. You only want to be like-minded, like-spirited people that can connect with you. You don't want the fictitious numbers. People get caught up on subscribing, have numbers.
Yeah.
Yet, is it really those who really vibe with you? Or you become this reality, social media reality person. And so my thing that I tell people all the time that I get emails around, you don't do this, you don't allow comments, I'm gonna unsubscribe, this and that. Please do. I don't care about the numbers. I'm here just giving content, and I'm going to share what I feel I'm moved to share, and that's it. And so this ain't body, and so it just is what it is. But I feel you, what you're saying. Most definitely. I love your spirit. Keep doing what you're doing. And I know that, you are just another piece of the pie to bring awareness, to bring a consciousness to the people around the diaspora. And so I love it. You're part of a family that part of the healing for us. You're part of, that spirit consciousness that we all need. And so I'm loving doing and all. And I'm quite sure you're going to even begin to hear more and more of that, And so definitely we're a small circle of YouTubers out here who are just trying to shine a light on Mother Africa. And so any final words for you? Because I told you we go between 1 hour to 1:30, because I know you
Yeah,
about.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, oh, sorry. I just wanted to say thank you, uh, just for seeing fit to interview me. I really appreciate it. Me wanting to interview you was just genuinely just because I was like, man, I got to interview this guy. This is awesome. I'm the type of person I really love, like down to earth type content. It doesn't have to be anything fancy and all these gadgets and this and that. Like somebody who's just really out there with their camera phone, just getting it in and living. And I was so inspired by you for that and what you're doing. And look at how I love how you're thriving because you're just being authentically who you are. And I'm so in love with that. And I love people like that. And so I really appreciate you just, having the heart to want to interview me too. I didn't think I was that interesting. So I really appreciate you for helping build up my confidence. I guess I am a little interesting. I don't know. So I definitely want to say thank you all. Thank you to you and your channel, the Go Black to Africa channel. Thank you for being a pioneer. Thank you for this opportunity. Just for me to be able to talk to you and share a little piece of myself with your Go Black to Africa family. I plan to continue to be you know, part of the diaspora, a powerful part of the movement, and do what it is that resonates with me. And like you said, bring awareness and uncover some of that beautiful lost African history and content and all of this, you know, just everything that is Africa that we don't know about ourselves. That's what my content, I want it to be about, as well as just, you know, my royal family, which is what I call them there, kings and queens, that just follow my life and my journey. So I plan to use my platform for that, as well as a website I'll be working on called the Queen Key Rights, where I will be able to express myself there, and shed light and, you know, history there, as well as I do want to open up a nonprofit organization where I am kind of giving to the youth, giving back to the youth here on the continent, not in the West. So it'll be mostly like hygiene equipment and school supplies. That's the two things I'm going to be focused on. So I have a website, I have a nonprofit organization I'll be working on, and then the grand finale one day, aside from just my platform, my YouTube channel, because I love sweets so very much, and I try to stay away from dairy and butters. I would love to open up a vegan pastry shop where we can all eat some really good vegan pastries, right? Who doesn't want that, where you don't have to feel the guilt? So one day. And it will be in Africa. It will be open here. Everything will be done here on the continent. So.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you this, sister, you spoke it in the atmosphere, and it's going to come to pass. I get that right there. Most definitely. And so we just thank you all for watching. There again, please go to the Queen Keys YouTube channel, and you will be able to find further her other information within her descriptions of her videos. And so we just thank each and every one of you all. Thank you for those who gave financially, those who gave your time and watching, those who have given the thumbs up, and as well as those for sharing this information with others to bring a positive light on Mother Africa. And for those who may be inquisitive about Africa or who want to travel. So sister, you sit tight while I end this right here. A good night. Blessings, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all. This is your man, not your boy. Go to Africa. Right, sister, while I end this here.
Kwaheri.